But I just want to take the time to tell you I told you so. I love telling you I told you so. Now, Chris Brockman did say that the Patriots are going to make the playoffs back in the summer.
But you're just bogarting me calling this Pat season.
No, it's okay. No, it's
team.
okay. It's okay because
team.
I'm the one who had to come back from hosting the draft and tell you that it was okay that they drafted Mac Jones. Is going to all work out. And you had to believe that. Yeah, it took you some time to finally get there, but you got there. You got there.
I'm there.
You got there.
Oh, I'm there. Super Bowl party at my house.
And you did say that the Patriots are going to win the AFC East prior to the season, and I looked at you and I'm like, well, don't forget about the Buffalo Bills. And you're like, yeah, we've got to bill ourselves. We've got our own bill.
I don't think
there's only one singular bill. No, but I think that's what he was saying.
That's too clever.
Although so many Patriot honks, do we trust Bill? He went out and get Nelson Aguilar to take the top of a defense. Oh, and he scored a touchdown last night. And he hasn't done all of that yet. I get it. But coming into the season, okay, 2 tight ends. You got to get 2. You got to get Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. That's what you got to do.
We're back.
I mean, what are we doing on this free agency tour? And then you re-sign Cam, and then you draft a quarterback. And even Patriot lovers, and I'm assuming that the Boston media that loves to crap on their home teams, believes that they do love the New England Patriots. I get it. It's not my first rodeo being around that market. And we are pleased to say, when I came back from SoFi Stadium on the 1st of November, came on this show and said that's a Patriots team that's going to the playoffs. That's a playoff team that I saw in SoFi Stadium. Mm-hmm. And that was coming off of that boat race dub against the Jets. They followed that up. Then they make Sam Darnold see ghosts in Carolina, and then do Cam the favor of getting him his old job back, and then boat race the Cleveland Browns, and then just absolutely spank the Atlanta Falcons last night. Absolutely take them over their lap and spank them. And I will not stand for they're the Falcons. Okay, that's a grown-ass National Football League team that had just been embarrassed by the Dallas Cowboys, having lost by 40 points. And they're at home, whole country watching, and the Patriots just spanked them. And it was 13-0 at half, and it felt like it was 30-0. And the New England Patriots, as I said, not only a playoff team, but anybody out there that looks at them and thinks, again, that this isn't a team that's a contender, not only for their division, but for deeper than that, is just refusing to acknowledge the reality that the Patriots are back, and you thought that Brady would leave and last year would be the new normal. And there's a new normal, and it's the same old normal. Quarterback at the controls with full, complete, total control at the controls, knowledge of the playbook, seemingly unflappable. He did throw a pick last night, Mac Jones did, reminding you he's still a rookie quarterback, but he's 22 of 26 for 207 yards otherwise with a touchdown to Nelson Aguilar. And guess what the Patriots have? They've got a considerable running game. Add to Damian Harris bulldozing people. And by the way, not a shock to see 2 Alabama guys go into the stadium in Atlanta and start dominating. Right. They're kind of used to that in Mac Jones and Damian Harris.
Don't forget Christian Barmore.
Right. And now let's get Ramondre Stevenson going. He had some juke moves last night.
In a stiff arm.
Okay. That may be your starting running back in the Patriots, and that's not a slight against Damian Harris.
No, not at all.
That's just the way that Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels and the rest of that coaching staff views their running backs. You just plug one in, you plug another one in. Tonight's game is play sheet. It looks like Ramondre's running style might be better, or let's go with Damian Harris to bludgeon you straight down the pile. You got one guy who's like a blunt force instrument and another guy who's another blunt force instrument with some ridiculous hops. And then there's that defense. This is a championship defense. I'm not going to lie. That's the way they look. And I know you jump to conclusions. It is a week-to-week league. There's so much more to go. But that's a championship defense that changes from week to week depending on what your quarterback might be confused by the most. Whether it's torturing a rookie quarterback in Zach Wilson or reminding Baker Mayfield, coming off of his huge win against the Baltimore Ravens, that if he's shorthanded on the running back front and he doesn't mind his P's and Q's, it's going to be a long day for him. And then there's Matt Ryan, who's used to losing to the Atlanta Falcons, to the New England Patriots. Unfortunately, that's 7 in a row now. The Patriots have beaten the Falcons, including the playoffs, I must add. 7 in a row. And Ryan's been there and done that. He knows what's coming. We're trying to figure it out. And it was a beatdown. It was a beatdown. As the Patriots, for the 4th time in team history, 4 interceptions and 4 sacks in a shutout. Last time was Brady's last season, week 2 at Miami, 2019. And then they pick off Ryan twice, and the game's over. Let's bring in Josh Rosen. Out, they pick 6 him. Yep. Van Noy pick 6 him. And then Felipe Franks, they put him in, the rookie. Let's get him in some run. And then Adrian Phillips picks him off. And the Patriots are probably looking, at their sideline going, is Schaub over there? Yeah. Is Schaub over there? Can we get Chris Redmond, Billy Joe Tolliver,
Bobby Hebert?
Let's get him. You got anybody else over there? Now, they would have done it, but that would have been posturing towards their sideline. They would have been flagged. So
paging Steve Bartkowski.
They're killing it right now. 5-game win streak. On the 5-game win streak. These are facts that I'm telling you. And the sooner that everybody absorbs the facts and understands what's happening is no fluke, I think the better off everyone will be, because it might soften the blow. Because in this 5-game win streak, Jets, Chargers, Carolina, Cleveland, Atlanta, yes, the next handful, Tennessee, 2 against Buffalo, and a visit to the Colts. It's going to be tougher in the next 4 games than the previous 5. I got it. But what do you do against inferior opponents? You not only win, you get better while winning, and you beat them up. These aren't any squeakers, folks. The only one was the Chargers, and that's only on the scoreboard. I was there. That thing was not close. Okay? Over the 5-game win streak, the Patriots not only lead the league in points per game with 35, but points per game allowed at 10. Both stats over the last 5 games. And on top of, here's the cherry on top. They lead in turnover ratio, +9. Nobody better than that. +9. The defense in the last 5 games has picked the ball off 12 times and given up only 4 touchdowns. After Baker Mayfield took a 7-0 lead 2 weeks ago, the Patriots defense has given up a grand total of 0 points, 19 straight possessions.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
And their 7 wins matches the entire total from the year before. If you want just one last little fun fact, which is fun for only Brockman and nobody else, and the Patriots nation and nobody else.
Then just keep them coming.
The last time a team picked off the entire quarterback roster of the other team in one single game was in the year 2000.
Speak it, Rich.
Week 11.
Can I guess?
You won't guess, but go ahead. I'll give you the team that had all 3 quarterbacks picked off in the game. Is the San Diego Chargers against the Miami Dolphins in Week 11, 2020. The Dolphins picked off every Charger quarterback that was active that day. They are my quarterback, Jim Harbaugh, our in-studio guest from this week, Ryan Leaf, and I don't know where Moses Moreno is, but he got picked off twice that day.
Remember that name?
That's the last time we saw that in a game in the NFL, 21 years ago. Patriots did it to the Falcons last night.
The best part about that nugget is, Rich, Tom Brady had yet to throw a single NFL pass.
That's correct. Now he's thrown many of them. And Mac Jones matches Dak and Big Ben as the only quarterbacks to win his first 5 career road starts. He's 5-0 on the road. Next one's a doozy, though. Next one's a doozy. The next road game's at the Buffalo Bills on a Monday night.
In 2 weeks.
And that's the next road game.
Yeah.
Their next game is home against Tennessee, but their next road game is at Buffalo on a Monday night. And Brady, by the way, it took him all the way to 2006 to win his first 5 road starts. Mac Jones is doing it, folks. We're seeing it. The run game is supporting it. The front is keeping him upright. He is confident. He is going into games like he came out of the green room on draft night, like Vince McMahon.
No chance.
I'm sorry, folks. I know people don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it, but the Patriots are back. They're back, and they're going to make the playoffs, and who wants a piece of that? I would say nobody. Nobody wants a piece of it. Nobody wants a piece of it, and honestly, you probably say you want them on the road, but I just told you they've won their first 5 on the road. They're kind of used to packing their bags and bringing their game, but you want them on the road, and if you want them on the road in the AFC playoffs, you better root for the Buffalo Bills over the next couple weeks, because they're the only ones to prevent the Patriots from sitting there in Gillette and doing what we've already saw them do.
Sheesh.
What am I not spitting right here other than facts and what I'm seeing and what we're all seeing? This is what we're seeing. And people sit back there and say, whether it's the national Twitter folks, who have they beaten? Okay, you keep saying that. You keep saying that. And I'll keep saying this even if they lose in the next couple weeks. I'll keep saying it. Because if it's not this year, it's coming. Winter is coming, folks, for the rest of this league. May not be this year. Or could be. Nobody can sit here and say it won't happen. You can't sit here and say it won't happen. And then folks in Boston thinking, again, that I'm a national talking head that's overrating the Patriots. Since that comment passed my ear gate through my brother-in-law, after what I said for the Chargers, they've won 3 in a row, and they're kicking everybody's ass doing it. And putting stuff on tape that people can see, and the Patriots just say, guess what? We'll do something else. We know what we're doing. We know how to dial it up depending on you. We know how to dial it up depending on you. And the one who can possibly get through all that as a breakthrough case, to use the phrase of the day, is their next coach they're facing in Vrabel. I can't wait for that game next Sunday, man. That's next Sunday. But right now, the Patriots are sitting back watching everybody else have at it while they are killing it.
Yeah, I would say don't let it happen. Don't let the Pats,
happen.
Don't let the Pats win this year, man. Don't do it.
No, I hear you. I hear you. And you would have every right to be as completely incorrigible as you possibly can be.
It'll be real bad.
And every Patriot fan would, unless you sat here the minute that Mac Jones got drafted and said why and what's Bill doing.
Who cares? Guess what? If Fields was the quarterback, they'd be doing the same thing.
I don't know about that.
Well, you can keep not knowing about it while you have Zach Wilson and Mike White.
Excuse me.
Yo, it's just real.
Hey,
it's coaching, bro.
Hey, Boston boy. I just spent the last 15 minutes talking about exactly what you're talking about.
It's coaching, bro.
What happened last year, then? What happened last year if it was coaching, bro?
Bill coached his ass off. They didn't have any players. And no one can play quarterback.
So honestly, this is the Boston thing.
Watch football?
Do you see the Boston thing here? This is the Boston thing.
I kind of get it.
Because
it's not the Boston thing. That's watching.
You really think so?
Thing,
would Zach
man.
Wilson be the quarterback of this team just like this? Do you think Trevor Lawrence would be too?
I think all of those guys are extremely talented and can make the plays in the manner of which Josh McDaniels is running this system.
Hey. We're arguing literally about the same thing.
Why are we getting so aggressive?
Because Mac Jones, I just said that Mac
Jones.
Because
I didn't want
a
minivan at quarterback. Like, it's totally fine. Like, it's totally fine.
Okay.
The minivan is going to win the Super Bowl, and everyone's going to look out.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.